Hi, I'm Neil.
And I'm Kayla.
Welcome to the Crause crew.
Welcome to day 10 of our honeymoon.
We woke up semi-early, not too early.
He actually woke me to watch the sunrise.
Luckily the sun didn't rise too early. We wanted to make an early start, as I think the previous day we packed up a lot of stuff for the camp, so we had the bare minimum to pack up this morning, just to try and get to the next spot as early as possible, so that we can make the most of our time there.
So this day starts off at Klein Pella and off to the next surprise destination.
You can watch the sunrise with us.
Look at it now. Looks pretty, eh?
Pretty. That morning, the bugs were all still around.
So many bugs. Oh
so
my goodness.
after packing up, Kayla Lynn decided to brave the bugs one last time to get to the bathroom. And yeah, that was pretty funny to watch again.
Because that was the night when somebody left the light on and it was like an extreme excessive amount of locusts. So I actually walked down to the other ablution. Remember?
Oh yeah, the one like down there.
Yeah, I went way down to the other one just to try and avoid the bugs, but there was still a lot of bugs. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh my goodness, I can't. Oh my what the freak? Oh my goodness. So something that I thought was really cute was that one of the neighbor campers that arrived, he really wanted to take a photo of us before we left with our honeymoon sign. If you haven't seen it, I'll add a photo here. But he wanted to take a photo of us with it because he thought it was really cool, really liked the sign. So we posed for a little photo for him, and yeah, it was really cute.
Yeah. After posing for the photo, he wished us luck for the rest of our trip. Obviously, he also asked, so where you guys going? So I had to explain to him, it's a surprise honeymoon trip, so Kayla Lynn doesn't know where we're going. Then he said he kind of thinks we're on the same route more or less. So we said, well, if we are, we'll see you then sometime. And yeah, he also wished us luck for the rest of our trip and our marriage, which was kind of sweet.
But we never did see him again.
No, we didn't. No.
Good morning.
Morning.
We are on our way to the next campsite. It's almost 8 o'clock. Yeah, we're excited. I don't know where we're going, but we're excited.
Once we got onto the road, it was quite a decent gravel road, quite a wide road I'd say, and then it started like getting narrower and looked like less used. But yeah, there was a lot of corrugations again today, and then there's a lot of like little drifties. They were pretty washed out, so we just had to be careful of going through them. I think that year, January, February, they had heavy rains in the area, so all those little drifties were pretty washed out. So yeah, just going through them we had to just be pretty careful, but otherwise on the more open road we could pick up the speed a little and brace for the corrugations.
Then Neil spotted something running in the field next to us.
Yeah.
And we were like, what's that? And then he was like, oh, it's a bat-eared fox.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I kind of thought it was a jackal, so that was really cool to see because I've never seen.
Yeah, they kind of like ran across the road and they went through the fence and kind of stopped just beyond the fence.
Yeah.
And luckily they like stopped and turned around to look. And they stood there for a bit so we could stop and get a few photos and just watch them. Yeah, bad cheers back.
That looks so weird. Wait, where's your binoculars? Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
We were then called it on the Namaka Eco Trail route. And just remember that to travel on this route you have to get permits. We can put the contact number that we used and the email address, I think we can put in the description below. But yeah, you must get a permit to use this section of the route, and when you buy your permit they also send you maps and directions. You can try and read the directions and make sense of it, but I couldn't.
Me neither.
So I tried to get GPS points for the Namaka Eco Trail, which I battled to get. I think I went onto Google Earth and looked for campsites, well that looked like campsites, and kind of tied that up with some images or Google Maps, and I just put pins and then downloaded that onto the GPS. So when we left Klein Pella, I put that pin in and hoped for the best. So along our route you were traveling on a nice gravel road, and at some point the GPS said, listen, turn right. And I was like, there ain't no road. So I thought to drive just on a little bit further and see if there isn't maybe another turn off, and we got to another point where the GPS said turn right, and there was like little tweespoor vanishing into the desert over the sand, and I looked over at Kayla and said, well, okay, well, let's try.
Adventure.
Yeah, so we took this little tweespoor, and it was actually a really cool little road to ride. It looks like you're driving in the middle of the desert somewhere.
I think that this was probably one of our most favorite days of driving. Yeah, the most beautiful scenery.
Yeah, the scenery was really good. Like you in the middle of these like hills. I wouldn't really say mountains, hills.
Beautiful. And
it's just wide open spaces,
wild
desert.
Horses running around.
Yeah, there were horses around.
It was absolutely stunning.
Yeah, so in driving here we saw a lot of like car tracks, and we kind of like try to just follow the main track that looks like it was used quite a lot. The little tweespoor was kind of like a little shortcut. It was very, very cool, and it got us to where we needed to be. While we were
also
still at
forgot
home.
to say that you forgot your GPS thing, remember?
Oh yeah, my handheld GPS.
It was so funny. He was like, no, I swear I bought it with him. The whole honeymoon we would always like check the crates and check and see.
Check if I packed it in somewhere.
And the day we got home,
I found it like on the wall.
It was on the wall. He left it there,
yeah.
And it's actually perfect. It was like out in the rain, the sun, everything, the cold.
Yeah, so I think while I was packing the car before leaving home, I put it on the wall and switched it on, obviously so it can get signal. I just wanted to check if everything's working. And in packing the car, I obviously forgot about it. And yeah, so it spent like almost 4 weeks lying on a wall outside the house.
Pretty shiny rocks.
Okay, yeah, Kayla Lynn wants me to say that when you're driving there, it's pretty cool, like on a, depending how the sun's shining and what time of the day you get there, but it really lights up like these shiny little rocks in the sand. They're like white little rocks, and yeah, they're quite twinkly during the day.
Yeah, so you'll see all the pretty scenery, everything that we saw, the wild horses, where we stopped, took some photos. It's really beautiful, so enjoy that.
so this little twist-board track we were on, I think eventually we saw like little signboards that were like some 4x4 something.
Yeah.
On the side of the road, and we were like kind of following those too. But we followed the GPS to the would-be campsite. It wasn't serious 4x4ing. I think here and there the sand got a little bit thicker, a little bit softer. So there were a few little places like that, but we just stuck to the track. Obviously, we didn't want to make unnecessary tracks like just out there. I think 4x4 wise, not very challenging. We got to a little signboard that had a few campsites listed on it. We took a right turn and we headed down and eventually arrived at the riverside camp at Ramansdrif. We're checked in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's cows.
Oh wow, Lucy, this is so pretty.
Luckily, when we got there was no one else there. We thought we had the campsite all to ourselves, and we got to pick our camp spot. So we went to the right hand side and we tried to find ourselves a nice camp spot on the grass.
We were actually very lucky because obviously it's our honeymoon and we want to spend alone time together. So everywhere that Neil had booked, we were actually very lucky because there was pretty much no people. I think there was only like 2 places that we got to where there were people, and this happened to be one of the camps. We got there pretty early and we made breakfast, and then we went and started fishing. We were so excited about fishing.
Very excited.
Obviously because we spent 2 days at Klein Pella thinking we were going to be fishing, and we didn't, and then now we got here and there was just like the whole river in front of us, and we were like, okay.
So yeah, this was our first day along the Orange River being able to fish.
Yeah. And we did a lot of it.
Yeah.
Is it pretty? Oh man. Okay, we're gonna set up camp and then we're gonna go fishing!
In the leading up and the planning part of this honeymoon trip, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on fishing the Orange River, and one of the fishing videos I was watching, he recommended like fishing above the rapids. So I thought perfect time to go and test our lure. We walked over the stones so that we could get to like the main river part so that I could go fish above the rapids.
So also as part of the honeymoon, something else that he got as a surprise for us, well me because I didn't know, but us, he bought us 2 little fishing rods, and this is really sweet, and they were blue, my favorite color.
I went to Solly's fishing shop in Nelspruit, a very friendly bunch of guys. I walked into the shop, one of the guys that came over to help me, I said, listen, I don't know nothing about fishing, doing a honeymoon trip to the Orange River, and we're going to be fishing, and I need some fishing rods and whatever else I need. And the guy looked at me and he's like, what? You're taking your wife to the Orange River?
For honeymoon.
For honeymoon. He said, you crazy, man. Anyway, so yeah, we had a good laugh about it, and I said, no, my wife's pretty adventurous. She loves the outdoors and camping, so I'm sure it's the perfect place. And he said, okay, well, no problem. We walked around the store. He got me some rod and reel combos. We got some hooks, swivel, sinkers, all the little bits and pieces we needed.
What are our rods called? Water rats.
Water rats. They're
like little water rats. They fit it in the car.
Yeah, I had to get small little 2-piece rods so that they can fold up and pack away quite small and easy. So not the best rods, but they definitely did what they needed to do.
We did it again. Go try there in those rapids first, and yeah, out using its tail to look. That is so cool. I want to see him catch something. Even us, we fishing. Look, 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 look. Oh my goodness! How cool was that? Neil actually did catch a fish in the rapids. It wasn't really what he was hoping for though. He actually caught a barbel.
Yeah,
a very big one.
I was hoping for yellow fishes.
But I caught a yellow
you
fishy
caught a yellow
with
fishy.
my secret bait. I caught a yellow fishy.
Yeah, she caught a yellow fishy. After fishing along the river for a while, the sun was getting pretty hot and we decided...
That's why I was in a jacket.
Yeah.
Trying not to burn because I burned in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so it was getting a bit hot, so we decided we wanted to just go back to the campsite and just kick back and relax a bit. And we thought, well, there is like a nice little fishing hole in front of the campsite,
yeah,
so
it was really nice.
we'll head back, kick back in our chairs and just fish by the campsite.
And we caught quite a couple of fishes.
Yeah, a lot of fishies.
Yeah.
Okay, Kayla's catching a fishy. Okay, just hold on. Just play him. I'm gonna get the net.
He's got a fish. You got him.
Hey, Leafy, your bread's working.
Yeah, where is it? Oh.
Oh, that's
Tilapia.
River bread.
Seriously?
Oh.
Well done, Leafy.
Oh, wow.
Wait, let's
Cool.
see. Ah. Oh,
It looks like a tilapia to me. It's got the...
it's not a yellow fish.
No, definitely not yellow fish.
Okay, so after spending basically the whole day by ourselves at this campsite, we were having so much fun.
The sun was almost setting
The
already.
sun was almost setting. We were like, wow, this is perfect. Like nobody else has arrived here, so this is so cool. And then literally like just as the sun goes down pretty much, I think it was after 7, and these other camper people arrived. There were like 2 vehicles that drove in and we were like,
So much for being alive.
but they were actually very nice people.
yeah.
Really nice people.
You can say it.
Okay, so
Because this makes you laugh. It's your favorite story.
okay, so Neil lit the fire and he was about to braai and he was like getting the coals ready, and I was like, can I just fish?
Kayla was a
some more?
determined fisher lady.
I just wanted to catch fish, so use my secret recipe. And I was sitting there and I was fishing while he was getting the fire sorted, and I just kept catching barbel, like one after the other. Seriously, it was just like, and it was so funny because I don't like taking the hooks out of the fish's mouth, so I would call him like every 2 minutes and be like, hey Leafy, look, I got another fishy, come take a photo and come take the hook out. So then he would like run over to me, he'd take a photo, he'd take the hook out, then I'd start again and he'd be at the fire, and I'd be like, hey,
back.
I got another one.
I'd run back to the fire, basically turn the grid, and I'd have to go back, get the camera, take a photo, take the hook out the fish.
It was so funny,
yeah,
but like
busy.
seriously, I was just catching like this. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But Josh, thank you for
It
doing
was
that.
a pleasure.
but it
was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Me again. Okay, husband's there in the back and he's busy with the map that you'll see at the end of this video. But I forgot to say that this was the first night of us fishing and I broke my reel this first night. So part of it was probably because I had like a lot of wine. And the other part is that I actually had the biggest fish. I'm actually like really positive that it was seriously one of the biggest fishes that I've ever caught in my life before, and it broke my reel when I was trying to reel it in, and I lost the fish, which was really disappointing, and probably also just that the wine contributed to me not holding the rod properly. But anyways, So that was just a funny little story. Okay, bye.
That night came to an end after all the fishing and the braai and dinner. We set up our shower, had like a warm shower, and
You're hitting me really hard.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Headed for bed.
Yeah, we had a really good sleep that night too, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was so nice with the
river.
rapids, yeah. And like hearing the rapids, oh my goodness, it was so nice. Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for day 10 of honeymoon. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you liked the scenery as much as we did. We'll have the playlist of all our honeymoon videos on the screen and in the description if you guys want to go and see all of our honeymoon videos up until now. We still have a couple days to go, so be sure to come back and check those out.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to follow us. And see our next videos.
So thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye. What day are we on?
Day 10.
Okay. Sorry, me, I just woke up from the afternoon nap. Too much tired. But the filming must go on.
Fat-eared fox.
Let me just...
That's what I meant, I think. Oh, hello, did you get a buck with a jackal? Like a
Buck with the jackal. That's it, y'all call spit moves with it. Oh, a lot of eyelashes. So, sleepy.
Okay.
How does that good morning? Morning. One of the YouTube channels we watch is what's that thing?
Patriot Games.
Patriot
Patriot
Camp. Is it Patriot Games or Patriot Campers? Patriot Games. We really enjoyed their latest episodes on the FJ. What? 49. The FJ 49 build. It was pretty cool. So go watch it. you might like it. Day 10 of honeymoon, we leave Klein Pella campsite. It was not a long day. I think we had just over 100 kilometers to go. So we started off early because we wanted to get to the next campsite early, that we can make the most of the next campsite. So for today, it's Klein Pella to Ramansdrif. So we got onto the main road. Like I said before, it's quite a decent gravel road, not too bad, just a lot of corrugations. And then there's these little driffies, which were washed in some heavy rain they had a month or two earlier in February. We just had to be careful going through these little driffies because some of them had pretty big rocks, others had deep ruts. They were all manageable, nothing too serious. So yeah, we got onto the road. We could do some decent speed. Not too fast though, because we were enjoying the scenery. Then I think it's about 90 kilometers, more or less, give or take. There was the first turn off that I spoke about in our video, which didn't look like anything. It was again just two tracks leading off into nowhere. It wasn't a main road. I think I was more or less expecting a main road, but definitely wasn't, because the next turn off that the GPS said we need to take was exactly the same, a twee-spoor paadjie going into the sand in between the hills. So anyway, we decided to take it because that's what the GPS said we must go. And as Kayla Lynn said earlier, it is an adventure. So we hooked a right and we followed the GPS along this little route. We stopped and posed for photos, as you will see from the video. Followed this until the main road, because I think the way I plotted on the GPS was first to go to the little nearest town, and then from there we would go to the campsite. So I think that's how the GPS took us, and when we got to that point it turned us around. So then we traveled back on the same route a little bit, and then we just followed the path down to the little river camp at Ramansdrif.